Hello, ladies, and happy day 3 of the improved Perfect 10. All right, so we're going to let some people start to jump on the live, and you guys are ready to play full out. In fact, for the ladies who are able to jump on the lives every day and play full out, I have a special offer for you. I'm doing a bonus day tomorrow, and I would love to interview you and give you what's called put you in the spotlight, a spotlight coaching session. So if you want to get that session, please make sure you play full out today. Without further ado, we are kicking off day 3 with a moment of gratitude and thanks. So list in the comments below what the best thing that happened to you yesterday. Okay. And my husband and I were talking about this yesterday. We always try to do this with our son. The best thing that happened to us yesterday was my son, Roman, he's 8 years old. He likes to write books, okay, write little short stories. And he wrote this little story called The Soft Pretzel. And our home address, by the way, is Pennsylvania Avenue. And the little Soft Pretzels address is 12345 Pennsylvania Avenue, which is super cute. And he drew this picture of a pretzel. So that was the best thing. Now, the best thing that happened to me the day before was really launching P10 and feeling this overwhelming sense of thankfulness that you guys are showing up, that you want to do this, that you're ready for this, that we are able to connect, and we have a relationship already because I can't do what I do without you. And really the reason why I've become a transformation coach, a fitness expert, and I practice what I preach with my hobbies. I am a bikini pro. I do this because I really struggled with it at some point in my life. And I wanted to turn my pain into pleasure. I wanted to take the bane of my existence, grab it by its scrawny little neck and say, listen, I'm better than this. And isn't that a part of life? How cool is that? And guess what? You have the opportunity today too. So we are going to address a couple housekeeping items, give some shout outs to some people who were playing full out and showing up to glow up. Today is about the big S word, the shift. And I'm going to talk about the shift in 3 different examples. Being an age shifter, being a time shifter, being a mind shifter. Actually, there's more than that. Shape shifter, number 4. 5, cost shifter. Man, there's more than 3. And I love things in 3s, guys. All right. Speaking of things in 3s, most of my recipes in P10, they don't have a lot of ingredients. They are meant to be really simple. Remember, we want to keep it simple to succeed. And I just updated our P10 recipe link to reflect the snack that I made yesterday, my favorite, the apple stuffed dates. And I put in there something that you guys reminded me of is one of my other favorite snacks / desserts, an avocado pudding. It's just like avocado, dark cocoa powder, and maple syrup. And 3 ingredients, so simple. Yeah. Okay, so check that out. I want to address some questions first. There were some good questions. Some people were asking, all right, what can I replace on my sweet potatoes instead of butter? Say bye-bye to butter for a little bit. It's not that butter is bad. We're going on vacation for a little bit to give our liver a break, okay? And to actually retrain our palate, to undenature the palate, to become more of a food sommelier, all right? Or to have more of a virgin palate that we can detect all the little nuances of food. In fact, every day I make out with a date. I make out with those medjool dates. I smell them, put it on my tongue, and I'm like, oh my gosh. My husband comes in the room. He's like, really? Did you get all that from a date? I'm like, yeah, I am. Okay, every day I do that. Now, I have not eaten chocolate in a long time. I forgot to tell you this confession since I've integrated dates. And I learned that chocolate has a lot of lead in it. So I was like, oh, boo, I'm trying to get the heavy metals out of my system. In walk medjool dates. Cravings kicked. Okay, so that's a great craving crusher. The other question, oat milk. Oh, it sounds like such an oxymoron because Aubrey has in here organic oats and those organic oat milk cookies that are just 3 ingredients: oats, mashed banana, and some craisins or raisins. Cinnamon. Okay, I guess that counts as an ingredient, but why can't I have oat milk? You can make your own oat milk. The issue is with a lot of these things like by Chobani and Oatly, if it's not organic, they're not using organic oats, guys. And so you're drinking a cup of glyphosate. Drop in the comments if you know what glyphosate is. And if you do that green face throw up emoji. Bleh, right? Choose the toxins that you put in your body. There is no judgment. Speaking of toxins, we as women put toxins in our body every day with makeup, with nail polish. I got my glue on eyelashes today. What about Botox? What about all these other things that we do that we spend a lot of money on just to look pretty? And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. We want to be attractive. Our bodies are a living, breathing work of art. And we look at ourselves every day. We want to drive the nice car. We want to feel confident. So I want you to start to think about these things that you do to make you feel like a perfect 10 and start to write them down as I'm talking. Okay. So some of the things that I mentioned: eyelashes, nails, makeup, clothing, fillers, Botox, plastic surgery, expensive handbags, all those things, those quick dopamine hits. Write that down. Okay. So as you're writing that down, I want to start to introduce, oh wait, I didn't give some shout outs. I want to give a huge shout out to Kelly Johnson, KJ. She was one of my amazing Envision clients that I interviewed at the last Perfect 10 in January. And if you guys have not seen her video, I want you to scroll back to her interview. I have a little excerpt of it, and it's really, really good. KJ is a classic example of how she improved her body composition without really gaining or losing weight. Her weight stayed the same. She had a lot of challenges along her 6-month journey, but she became dense, like a brick shithouse. Okay. Sorry. Cover your kids' ears. And she became stronger, more confident, and she challenged herself and she changed. And the ironic thing is, guess what? She's still doing another Perfect 10 because she knows the power of it and the effectiveness of it. And she's drinking the calorie-free pizza and Kool-Aid, guys. So you want to get to know KJ. And if you live in the Greensburg area, you can meet her in the flesh, get her autograph, because she's also a member now at Fitness Envy. Okay, so hello, KJ. I saw yesterday Mindy, Missy, Janet, Elaine, Angela participating, throwing out their screenshots of when they were becoming a time shifter. And Dan has some other things here. Yeah, people were saying Roundup. Yeah, glyphosate's in Roundup. Thank you, Kath. Thank you, Erica, for participating. Okay, so we are about 5 minutes away from one of my current Envision clients, her name is Patty Kramer. She signed up most recently in the last Perfect 10. She did Perfect 10 in January because her coworker did it, signed up. And I want you guys to hear firsthand Patty's experience. Her and I are just starting to work with each other. She is having like Amazon Prime of results. She's ready already. So once I see Patty jump on here, I'm going to invite her to the live feed. Dan is minding the time for me. So she's currently at work. So she's probably trying to find a place where she can escape and make sure that she can chat with us. Okay. The other questions I got, some people were asking, they were talking about the lunges that I did yesterday. Lunges. Ooh, those are tough things. So I want you to try lunges. Even Janet said, she's like, Aubrey, she's like, this isn't athletic, but she sent me a funny message. She was like, I hold on to a walker when I do those. And I'm like, that's a great idea. But not everybody has a walker at home. You can do those lunges holding on to maybe a wall. Maybe you put your back foot instead of on a couch on a stability ball or on some pillows. You can build up to lunges. And if you just do one lunge a day on each side of your body, it is better than nothing. How do I know this? Because that's where I started pretty much. I told you guys that I used to say that I had like the weakest, crappiest knees. And I stopped saying that because at the age of 13, I had a diagnosis of something called Osgood-Schlatters disease. Doesn't that sound like the kiss of death? It's not that bad. I cannot believe the person who diagnosed this condition, his last name was Osgood-Schlatter. I was like, what kind of last name is that? Are we sure about this? Somebody fact check that. But anyway, here I am, 13, and the doctor's like, you have Osgood-Schlatters disease. That's why your knees hurt. And I'm like, oh my God, what is that? It's calcium deposits that form like right under my, like right above my tibia. I can still feel it. I'm pressing on it. But what I wish I would have known is how to strengthen my quads. I didn't know that. And so now I got a little bump on there. And I'm sure people have it worse than me. But at that point, you know, doctors would tell me, you're going to need a double knee replacement by the time you're 30. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, I don't want that. So my whole life I started to say I have these bad knees, weak knees. I was scared to work my knees. Finally, I woke up and I was like, I don't want to sign up for weak knees. So I'm going to try to strengthen them. And I just started inch by inch. Gang, inch by inch, it's a cinch versus yard by yard, it's hard. So let's talk about that. The first shift before Patty gets on here. The first shift, and write this down. I want you to say, I am an age, A-G-E, shifter. I am an age shifter. Okay. So a lot of times, you know, we find our facts to be an excuse. We say, well, Aubrey, I'm such and such an age. And because I'm this such and such of age, my metabolism's crap the bed, my genetics, you know, I'm succumbing to my genetics. What else do I hear a lot with age? I'm too old or not motivated, whatever. We're not getting any younger. Is it harder when you're older to break these patterns and habits and the negative self-talk, changing all these things? Yes, it is harder. That is a fact. But remember yesterday I talked about you at 80 years old, looking back? Do you want to get to 80 and be like, you know what? I never knew what it was like to have strong knees. I never knew what it was like to have an earth suit that felt like a perfect 10, not a perfect 4. I never knew what it was like to maybe go about my day without being self-conscious and having to wear all the undergarments that they sell us, right? The Spanx, the push-up this, the squeeze that, all these little gimmicks, right? That cost a lot of money, are a temporary fix versus investing in our health. So if that resonates with you, I want you to drop in the comments, I am an age shifter. And give yourself some snaps as you do that. So as you're playing full out, telling yourself that you are able to change at any age and at any stage. And you're going to hear about one of my current clients here, how she's done that. So if we know that, oh, I wanted to tell you guys this story. I say this a lot. What woke me up when I was younger from my eating disorder, well, a lot of things, but I remember listening to like an interview with Jane Fonda. Do you guys remember Jane Fonda? She's an actress, very famous actress, but she started off in the fitness field. Maybe that'll be me someday. I don't know. Anyway, so she starts off in the fitness field. She's a pioneer in the fitness industry, specifically for group fitness. Man, she could rock a mean pair of leg warmers and a thong over her tights. She said that she still had an eating disorder when she was in her 50s. And here's me in my 20s, and I thought, oh my God, I can't even imagine having an eating disorder still at the age of 50. And that woke me up. I was that number that she gave with her age, I was like, no, I have to do something right now. So if that's you, if you have to do something right now, it is time. It is time to book a call. All right. It is free. You can see what people like KJ, Kelly Johnston have done, and other women a part of my program. So where did that thumbs down come from? Okay. All right. Do we see Patty getting on here yet?
It's
It's 11:43. She's got 2 minutes. Okay. Can you tap one? Wait. Oh, there she is. I'm going to add her. All I keep seeing is KJ. KJ, you might have been the first one. So we're going to add Patty in right now. Oh, and technology's working for us. I'm so excited. Hey, Patty.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good. I'm good. Thank you so much for jumping on here, gang. So I want you to meet Patty. I text messaged her last night and I said, "Hey, can you jump on an interview with me today? I know that, it's not been that long since we've worked together, but you've had these great results." And she's like, "Sure, let's do it." So talk about a team player. So thank you so much, Patty, for making the time during your busy day. And I wanted to take this time, if you don't mind, to share with the gals who are at home or at work listening, and tell them where you were back in like December 2024, right before you started your first Perfect 10 with me.
Well, I am through menopause
Mhm,
and the weight just kept packing on.
mhm,
And I had been a fitness instructor for 2 years, and I thought, oh, that's guaranteed weight loss. You're teaching, you're practicing, the calories are being burned. I thought I was eating right,
yeah.
but the weight just kept packing on.
Mhm,
Then I got certified to teach another class, and I thought, okay, this is going to help. Well, no, it didn't help. So I was really frustrated.
mhm,
Um, and there was Lisa Chismar was my coworker at the time, and she was doing your program, and I saw she was having fantastic results. She looked great. Her overall demeanor, she was a happier person. Her skin looked
yeah.
fabulous, I would imagine, from all
Her
that
skin,
water
she
she
has
was
a great
drinking.
skin, huh?
Yeah, yeah. So I was asking her questions and she was offering up information. And she happened to mention that you were doing the P10 and it was free. And I had told her I was going to do Weight Watchers. So I think that's why she mentioned it to me. And I
Yeah.
said, okay, it's free. It's 10 days. Let's see if the scale moves at all. So I did it and I lost 6 pounds in the 10 days, which was
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that's what I
That's a
was a
great start.
believer after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so thank you for sharing that. And so when you lose 6 pounds,
Mhm.
and what did you find during the 10 days that you were like, you know what was like the biggest blind spot that you had? If you could just pick one.
One,
Mm-hmm.
accountability. Accountability.
Oh, okay. All right. Accountability.
Yep.
Yeah. And have you ever had like a coach at all in your whole life? Yeah.
No. Mm-mm.
A lot of people haven't. Like you didn't play sports growing up or anything.
Well, yeah, I played volleyball. I thought you meant like a health coach.
Yeah, either way, but either way, like sometimes people like, we haven't been coached since we were young, like really young,
Yeah.
by anybody. So, okay. Okay, that's really great. Now, Patty, you've been very easy to coach. I'm going to say this. So, okay, Patty is very coachable. All right. You were absolutely, in terms of like your state of readiness, you were ready already. And I remember when we booked our discovery call, that there were some shifts that you made in your life. One being the shift in your schedule, and we were talking. You already had a game plan in your mind, but I do work with people to say, okay, how do we shift your time? Because a lot of times people have objections to signing up for a transformation program. They talk about cost, they talk about time. Those are the two big ones. So can you maybe tell people how you did shift your schedule, since you're a group fitness instructor, you're already
Yes.
active. So
Yes.
what did we do differently?
What do I do differently? Well, you told me I couldn't be the cardio queen anymore.
Yeah.
But obviously cardio wasn't working for me.
Yeah.
So I've made the time to cut back on, other than the classes I'm teaching, I'm doing very minimal other cardio classes at the gym where I
Hmm.
teach. And also, I've been doing the workouts at home that you have
Mm-hmm.
um, put together for me, which are weight workouts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah, I just had to rearrange my schedule a little bit and let go of the theory that cardio was burning calories and was gonna make me thin someday, which obviously
Yeah.
it wasn't working, but
Yeah.
building muscle apparently is working.
Yeah. Yeah, and this was something that was apparent to me because I started off as a fitness professional. I wanted to teach every class under the sun. Guys, Patty teaches a class if you've never taken it. It's called Pound. And where do you live, Patty?
I live in Moon
Right,
Township.
if you're out in Moon, then definitely message Patty. Go take one of her classes. We got to give a shout out to that. I always like to watch your stories. You're so dynamic, and you can already tell you're very confident in front of people because you jumped up. You didn't balk at me saying, "Hey, can you jump on a Facebook Live?" Sometimes I got to arm wrestle people to do it. Um, but in terms of being, I could relate to Patty gang because I started off teaching a lot of fitness classes and I had what I now call the group fitness body. And the group fitness body it's a beautiful body. It's a fit body. However, I think Patty, you probably can understand this because this is why you're shifting. You shifted, is that I didn't feel like I looked like I worked out. And I worked out a lot.
Yep,
And
that's
it doesn't matter
exactly
what
it.
other, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
And so that was a big thing. So how much, so you lost 6 pounds with the perfect 10. What do you think at that point really prompted you? Because, all right, 6 pounds is great. You wanted the accountability. You wanted to work with an expert. Where do you see yourself, Patty? So, because it's been, let's say, January, February, March. So you just about 3 months. Okay.
Mhm.
Where do you see yourself in another 3 months?
Ooh. Oh.
Yeah.
Looking a little more cut, a little more
Yeah.
defined.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I'm waiting. Like I've been lucky enough to lose weight every week. I hope I don't
Yeah.
jinx myself by saying that. And I know some point it's going to stop. So at that point, I would imagine I'm going to start building more muscle.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. But as of now, I've lost 19 pounds. So
That's
I'm pretty
huge.
happy with that.
Yes. Guys, if you can give like Patty a clapping emoji on that, because 19 pounds is huge. And um, even before that, as you mentioned, you weren't losing weight. In fact, you started to gain weight. And it was
Yeah.
just, it's, our bodies are kind of like just our report card to say, hey, I know you love that what you're doing, but you're not loving the result. You might love that everything in the moment, but this is what the result is getting us. And in every stage of our life, it can be a little bit different. I know there was a stage of my life I was a runner, and I thank God that I'm not a runner anymore because I don't enjoy it, and it didn't give me the results that I wanted physically. Um, Now, I want to ask you one more question, Betty, because this is another big objection that people have. And
Okay.
you're a great example of how to override this. A lot of times people will object to doing a transformation program because they say this. They say, okay, Aubrey, well, I have a vacation coming up. I travel a lot. I like to go out to eat. All these things. Summer's coming, and I know I want to look good, but hey, those margaritas, they seem a little bit better. What would you say to someone if they start to think along those lines and that's like an old pattern thought that kind of derails them from getting their goal?
Um, I know my husband and we pretty much ate out almost every day prior to this. And
Oh,
not
okay.
only was it expensive, it probably wasn't adding, like doing anything great for my body. So I was kind
Mm,
of happy that I now had an excuse to not go out to eat anymore and not upset him about it.
okay.
Um, so, so yeah, you just have to, it just has to be the right time for you. And I was just in that time frame.
Mhm.
And like I was telling Lisa, I was like, oh, I'm doing this because my son's getting married in September. And then when I look back at my call with you, I was like, I never even mentioned that wedding. So
You didn't.
it's not
You
about the
didn't.
wedding. It's about the overall way I want people to perceive me, the overall way that I want to feel about
Yes.
myself. So that's why I'm doing it. I'm determined
Hmm.
to do it. I feel better. I look better. I have better
You can
results in
see
my
your abs.
class.
Each picture,
So
your abs. Like by summertime, you're gonna be. I mean, your obliques look so good. Every check-in picture, I'm like, wow. It's just you. You have that hourglass. It looks so
oh,
amazing. And
thank you.
oh yes, it's exciting for me to um to open your check-ins every week. You have a great attitude, and obviously a client coaching relationship, it takes two. And guys, I don't want to say that everything's always sunshine and roses. Anytime that ish hits the fan, it's important for us to help each other through it. So Patty does a great job at communicating, and I try to do the best that I can to understand where she is and to think, I'm on the same team as Patty. How can I help her get to her goal and move through whatever is challenging her right now? Um, I think that's perfect too. I didn't know you guys went out to eat that often, and
Oh,
so that was
yeah.
that was a cost shift too. Because you're
Hmm.
right that if you start to tally that up, and you did not mention your son getting married. You did voice concern about. We were talking about imposter syndrome and how you were like, you teach group fitness, and I remember you saying, and I'm paraphrasing, like, I don't feel like I look the part
Right,
sometimes with group
right.
fitness. And you and I both know it's not about what other people think, but at the same time, if we're thinking that, it is a sign to us that there's something that we're not confident about,
Yes,
and that it's probably just more of a sign to take action to make us happy. Because right, it doesn't matter what those people think. However, it is that it caused you to take massive action in your health, and I think
yep.
that was an important step. So, well,
You had
Patty,
also,
thank you.
you asked me to touch on the vacationing part and the traveling part.
Yes, yeah, because you're
So,
traveling tomorrow.
yes, I'm traveling tomorrow, and I traveled last month, and I was kind of
Hmm.
concerned about it.
Hmm.
But let me tell you, if you're prepared, you don't have to worry about it. Like I packed my stuff. I packed my
Hmm.
lemons. I packed the coconut water. I even I made the smoothies ahead of time. I froze them and took them. I wouldn't recommend them because
Yeah,
it tasted funny. But
yeah.
this time I am taking my blender. I'm taking it all because I lost weight when I traveled, and I was really
Wow,
impressed by that. Yeah.
wow.
So,
That was so cool. And it is. And the great thing is you communicated with me and like, okay, if you're up for this, it just takes a little bit of prep work.
yes,
And it's not like you're taking the whole kitchen sink, guys, but I'm telling you, a little bit of prep. And you have the option of driving, so that's also
yes,
nice. And
yes.
we would plan a little differently for flying, but for you to lose weight while you traveled, that is hard. But you made it look easy.
Thanks.
So yeah,
It wasn't easy, but it was done.
it was done. It was
Yep.
done. And guys, I hope that in another couple months you get to see some pictures. If Patty wants to share with them in this group, um, where she is on her journey, I think that would be pretty cool since she's into accountability. But whether or not that is shared, I think it's an important message to know that if there's a will, there's a way. Patty, you are a huge role model and example of that. And I want to thank you sincerely for today and for signing up and allowing me to coach you during this season of your life.
Oh, you're welcome.
Well, have a safe trip
All right, thank
tomorrow
you.
and have the best day possible, Patty. I will
All
talk
right.
to you soon.
Okay, thank you.
Bye, Patty.
Bye.
Okay. All right, guys. If you liked Patty's interview, can you please give her some hearts? Man, that was good. I love doing these client interviews. And it's interesting too, guys, even though we do a part of my Envision series, we do weekly accountability check-ins because Patty said, hey, it's accountability. Because Perfect 10 is a self-led program. You guys have signed up for P10, the new and improved version of it, with me doing some coaching with you. But what happens when the coaching is done? And that's what Patty was like, all right, listen, it's time to book a call. So I would say, gang, and by Monday, you want to book a call with me. My goal is to sign up those folks who are ready, those women who are ready to join the Envision program. The Envision program, I have two different options. It's 6 months to a year program. And you can always re-sign at the end of the 6 months. And I have other clients who you're going to hear from and see pictures of who continue to sign up based on their goals. And some people say, hey, 6 months, I got this. And that's that. So everybody's different. And I want you to have the opportunity now to share with me the amount of money you think that a woman or you spends every month on. We're going to tally some things up. Let's say we're going to talk about cost. Okay. So Patty said, all right, she was going out to eat almost every day. I know, and it depends on what restaurant you go to, but like Dan and I, even when we have a meal that doesn't have alcohol or dessert, because like when we go out on a date, when I'm not dieting for a show, when we go out on a date, we love to have some cocktails, we love to try desserts, and we do that, and we make it a really, really wonderful experience. We don't do that every day. So if we took those out, and like we just took my dad to the fire pit, a restaurant behind our house last week. So it could be like maybe you're spending at least $50. Would you say $50 at your average restaurant if you're going out a day? So that's $50. The average woman, when you go into Target, what we learned yesterday was you're spending $43. Average coffee habit a month is like a couple $100, but let's say your coffee habit at Starbucks, I don't know, what's the average latte with Starbucks, would you say?
Like $4 now or more. I don't know.
I don't know, $4 or $5. Maybe I'll lowball it. Maybe it's $5. So let's say $35 a week in coffee. Let's see, what else do we buy that like are just like frou things. Let's say if you're getting your nails done and you're tipping once a month. Let's do that once a month class. Let's do nails. That would be, I don't know, $50. Like that, I'm lowballing it because if I get a manicure, I don't put like the gel or the fake nails on. But you can always do that yourself. Now, I don't do false eyelashes. Just for you guys, I glue them on. They look pretty good though. I'm not into the eyelash extensions. But eyelash extensions are expensive. Dan would know. He's like, yeah, no, Aubrey, I'm sorry. So lowballing at $100 a month for eyelash extensions, hair extensions. What about Botox? That's like every 3 months, but that would be like if we broke it down into a month, Botox would probably cost you $250 because that's expensive. Okay, Dan, do you want to add all that up? What would you say that is? So he's gonna add that up. I don't have my son here to tally that up. So I want, as you are doing this, are people dropping in the comments what they think that they're?
She says Crystal says she loves cooking, so she'll eats out once a week.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm looking for money, honey. Okay. So what does it cost to work with me? So right now,
it's 528, which is
oh, okay. So what I did lowballing those things, it was $528. But then you can start to $528. You can start to add up. I want you guys to do this. All right. What are you spending right now that needs to shift? Like Patty, she shifted her going out to eat habit. It's not that she doesn't go out to eat. It's not that she doesn't travel. She's going out to eat every day. What are you doing every day? Or that if it is Starbucks, okay, if it is Dunkin', that you're like, all right, I have to change something and I need the accountability. I want someone to see me through this so that I don't go backwards and rebound. People like Patty and KJ, they signed up because they don't want to go backwards again and again and again. And they want to see what this sucker can do, what your Earth suit can do. Okay, so let's see. We talked about time shifting. Let's talk about time shifting. Guys, you did a little bit of time shifting. What I do with my clients, I put them in something in a mode, and I call it stealth mode. So I work with each individual to find your stealth mode. And we do that to say, okay, what does your schedule currently look like? What is the least amount of time we can spend working out? the least amount of time. Because if you're not currently exercising or if you're not currently strength training, it's not going to take a lot to move the needle. Now, Patty was an exception to the rule. I kind of had this hunch with Patty that like she was just ready. I mean, you guys saw it. Like she was just ready already. And so when I built her at-home workout plan, she had some equipment at home, and I made a pretty diverse program for her right out of the gates. I knew she was ready for it. She was like, let's go, Warwick. So typically what I do with most people, we do keep it really simple. It might be a 10-minute workout, and it might be the same strength training plan that you do 3 days a week until you prove to yourself and to me that you're ready for more. We have to first establish that habit. And we want to remember that we learned yesterday, we all have the same 1440, 1,440 minutes in a day. And let's see, I wrote this down so I didn't forget, but let's say you can exercise 10 minutes a day, and that's what you tell me. I mean, I work with some of the busiest people when they sign up. Their schedule like blows my mind, right? And you don't have any extra time. But if you get 10 minutes out of your day, that is 0.69%. That's not even 1% of your day of your 1440. Are you worth 1%? Drop in the comments and say I'm worth it. Because if time is an objection, I'm telling you, you are definitely worth the 1%.
And
Oftentimes,
all these people that did their homework yesterday, they were able to fit that in their schedule. And
yeah, all these people that fit that their homework and the U work in their schedule, they were rocking it. So thank you guys for playing full out. I hope that you want to do, we're going to name some names at the end of this to see if they want to do the hot seat coaching tomorrow. Okay. What I also help people with is something called NET time. And this is an acronym that good old Tony Robbins shares a lot. It's called No Extra Time. So I work with busy moms a lot, or busy individuals, and I start to find these pockets in their day where, okay, how can we make this an untouchable time? And we just start off small. Because what happens is you have to find your stealth mode in order to then realize how it's resuscitating you. And I'm thinking of a client specifically right now, how we're right now trying to do that. And I will tell you this, everyone's at a different state of change, because my programs used to only be 6 weeks long. Only 6 weeks. What can you get done in 6 weeks? We didn't get done a lot. People kept signing back up, signing back up. So the reason why it's a minimum of 6 months is because you're going to fight yourself. If you know that you're like, oh my gosh, I want to do this, but, sometimes there's a part of our ego that gets in the way. We cut ourselves off at the knees. We sabotage ourselves. We start to binge eat. And that is because you have to move through those emotions and not give up. How do I know this? Because I remember year after year after year, my binges that I had with food got fewer and fewer and fewer and fewer until finally, I can't tell you the last time I had a binge. Well, maybe I can. I would say it was a long time ago, years ago. And it might not have been like a binge by like my old standards. When I was much younger, I would have binges to the point like it was just complete like drug addict shame, to the point where I would throw up. Right now, if I feel like I'm too full or something, again, that has happened years ago. So by having a coach, they hold you through it instead of you just having this all or nothing mentality. And they get you through those moments until finally they get fewer and fewer between. You want to run, you want to hide, but your coach won't let you, because that's what you hired them for, right? Okay. Give me a little thumbs up. Or we haven't used the fire emoji. We need something for the fire. Okay. All right. So I want you guys to think stealth mode is self mode. And that, my friends, is part of what I do for a living. All right. We talked it. We talked about mind shifting this week, reframing your perspective. We talk about, oh, the shape shift. How do we shape shift with your genetics? Strength training. Strength training is the key. And gals, you're going to see one of my superstar clients who has been with me through years and years of years. She has changed her goals. She is recently 5 weeks out from her first bikini show. Her name's April Skiffin. Wait till you see April 2.0. She's jaw dropping. She always was, but this time it's like my jaw won't get put. I can't put my jaw back on. I can't put my jaw back on every time I see her pictures. So you guys are going to see and hear from her, and get ready for inspo. All right, let's talk about money. So if you're currently spending $528 a month in bullshit that's not getting you to feel like a perfect 10 in your earth suit, but you feel like a perfect 4 because you put on lipstick, Spanx, and false eyelashes, well, maybe there's some things that need to shift around. So my program for a month of working with me is less than this. People spend either $405 a month or $450. So think that's like roughly $100 a week. So if you just shifted your costs around, you in 6 months could be the next Patty, can be the next KJ, can be the next April, Lisa. Jen Erickson was on our last interview. Kelly Wall, all these women, it depends if you're in your 30s, your 40s, your 50s. That's typically gals who sign up with me because they're just sick and tired of being sick and tired. No, they're just sick and tired of where they are. So think about that cost shift. It is absolutely doable. And if one of my Envision clients, who I'm currently working with, I am incentivizing them. So they do get a little discounts. So gals, like if Patty refers somebody and you sign up because of Patty, I'm going to toss you guys a nice little present, both of you, for that. But without further ado, I want to hear from you gals. Drop in the comments the fire emoji if you are fired up today after listening to Patty, after understanding how to make your shifts. Okay.
Take this little delay, so like a few seconds.
Okay. Little fire. Now, I want to talk about our bonus day. I need some water. And my water bottle, hello, is right here. So I haven't done hot seat coaching in a while. Do you want to know why? Because people don't want to do it. But it is quite a, let's see. We got KJ, we got Mindy, we got Kath, Debbie, Erica, Crystal. You guys have been really, really great showing up to the lives. I double dog dare all of you gals that I just mentioned to DM me right now and say hot seat. And let's call it, actually, can we call it spotlight? Let's call it spotlight because hot seat seems like, what? God, you're interrogating me. I would love to do a spotlight session and just ask you a couple questions. You could see right away how I would coach you. That would be tomorrow. So if any of you gals are brave enough to have a spotlight interview, similar to Patty, but obviously I would just be getting to know you. Since you gals have been playing full out, I would love to offer this as a fun little freebie and just kind of take it from there. Okay.
Coaching, right?
I'll be giving you coaching. Dad's like, what are you giving them? Yes, I'll be giving you coaching. Say, slap your hand, put it down. You know how many people tell me that? Like, they're like, if I start eating a donut, Aubrey, just I want you to run in and grab it out of my hand, right? I'm going to say, hey, you know what? Something that was kind of funny. Another fitness professional, this is his technique, or he had a great way of phrasing this. He said, there's kid food and there's adult food, there's dog food, there's cat food. At least this is how I interpret it. I want you to think, would you be eating the dog's food? No. And you sure as hell ain't gonna be eating the cat food. I know they make some good looking doggy treats, but anytime I look at cat food, I'm like, oh my God, how's that cat? Get it away. Eat that outside. No offense to cats, but I don't want to eat their cat food. Now, as adults, why are we eating kid food? my son brought home, and why are the kids eating kid food? But let's say, okay, well, kids, they deserve to have the right to know what ice cream tastes like, to have a donut, right? Now, obviously, we know childhood obesity, things are like thrown out of proportion and all that. But let's say, for example, it's not. Let's say that kids get their treats sparingly. And yesterday, my son had treats from his spring party, and he's like, "Mommy, can I have this?" I said, "Yeah." What I've learned about my son is that he will actually stop once he has had enough treats. So he might have eaten 2 Rice Krispie treats, but he's like, "Mommy, I'm full." Or if he had a cookie, he will stop like halfway through a cookie and he'll stop eating it. And I'm like, "Are you sure you came out of me? Now, you must have got that gene from your dad, because I know I would be finishing that cookie." Now, that was Aubrey back in the day. AWO, I'm AWO 3.0, by the way. Now, I could take 3 bites of that cookie and I'd be like, I'd breathe and swallow, and I'd be like, "Hey, Dan, come and finish this." Or, I would share it. So I've come a long way, baby, and I can help you come a long way too. Whatever your kryptonite is, we can start to make it not cripple you. Yeah, so I thought that was interesting though. But this person said, he's like, kid food, kids can eat that food because they're growing up. As adults, we're already growing up. So when we eat kid food, we grow out. I thought, wow, that hit home with me. I was like, yeah, that's a good way to look at it. That's a good way to mind shift. Shift that mind. All right. Guys, today you definitely want to participate in tomorrow's bonus day. I'd love to hear from you. What else would you like in the bonus day other than Spotlight Coaching? Some of you might miss my at-home workouts, and I would love to do that. I used to teach lots of workouts just using a towel, so maybe we'll do like a little 10-minute towel workout. I don't know yet. I'm going to see what mood I'm in, or actually I want to hear from you. Okay. Let's see. I want to just go over any last minute items here. So yeah, tomorrow, I hope that you guys can get a little taste of what it's like to be coached by me. And your U work assignment. Your U work assignment is, I want you to tally up what you spend currently on the things that you feel are not needed as much. Or how can I phrase that better, Dan?
Accessories.
Excessive. Yeah. Okay. So, because I want to put it in like a little post, like a colorful post. So that's going to be your U work assignment. You're going to tally that up. You can itemize it if you want, but it's going to be like, expensive coffee. I can make my now frou-frou coffee at home. The lashes, you could put glue-ons like AWO does whenever you need it, or take care of your lashes, put castor oil on it and get a good mascara. Nails, you can do those. Botox, spread it out or don't do it at all. Get one of those derma rollers. Try something different. Break your old pattern. But what I'd like you to do is take a moment to see how much you spend a month on the things that are not getting you the body you deserve. Okay. All right, gang. I want to thank you profusely for showing up today. I look forward to seeing your cost shift, and show up with me. Get that thumbs up. Why is that doing that? Thumbs up. Wow. Do you see this? Does that do it on your end? Oh, maybe it just does it on my phone.
Your body motions.
It responds to my body motions. Okay. Can't wait for the workout tomorrow. But anyway, I will see you tomorrow. Same time, same channel. Show up to glow up, and let's all shift together. And remember, last but not least, guys, book the damn call if you're ready already. I don't even have my sign. Okay, gang. Ciao for now. Talk soon. Bye.